Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the 4th episode of the Neat Dan and Mark podcast. It's a whole month now. I can't believe we've been doing this for a whole month. How does it feel for you, Mark?
How does it feel? I'd like to thank everybody that got me to this stage. I feel like you had a lot to do with it. Neat too. I feel like she contributed a lot.
Not an Oscar moment, Mark.
No.
But anyway, yeah. How do you feel about this, Neat? That silence represents Anita missing in action this week.
Yes.
Although we do know where she is. She's at home. Don't worry. But she sent through some questions, getting to know you questions. And I thought it'd be fun to get her questions, and she's got her answers as well. So yeah, are you ready, Mark?
I'm ready.
Focused? The first question she has is, when you were a kid, what did you dream of becoming when you grew up?
I would have loved to have been a journalist, but then I realised that a lot of them were corrupt. And then I'd like to be a writer, and then I realised that that doesn't support groceries and wages and stuff like that. So.
Really? When you were a kid, you were thinking all these things?
Yeah.
No offense, but you sound like a boring kid.
Well, sorry, man. What do you want me to be, a horse?
Well, if you want to say horse, you can say horse.
That's a stupid 6-year-old answer, but no, I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be kicking down doors and telling stories, not neighbours at war, rubbish, tonight, crap.
Anita wanted to be a vet, but turns out she couldn't do that because apparently her hands shake too much.
That doesn't sound real.
I don't want to ridicule anyone's life. Especially not when they're not here too.
No, I mean her handshaking, not her life choices.
I also mean her handshaking. But anyway, I wanted to be, when I was a really little kid, I'm pretty sure I wanted to be a train driver, which is one of the stereotypes. But then...
A steam train or like a TransLink QR train?
No, I think Thomas. Yeah, Thomas.
Not even the sidekick, just the number one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Gordon was my favourite for a long time because he was the grumpy one.
Oh.
But no one cares. I wanted to be a scientist later on, so I'd say scientist was the main one. Am I a boring kid too?
Yeah.
Her next question is, would you rather ride a bike or ride a horse?
Motorbike.
Motorbike? You're the cool dude of this studio.
Yeah.
Anita wants to ride a horse. Apparently she's only ever ridden a horse on 5 occasions in her adult life, which is 17 onwards if you didn't know. I'd say 18, but I'd say she's including one when she was 17. She says that she enjoyed it a lot more than when she rode a bike because that was the reason she broke her 2 front teeth, the bike.
Oh, well, that'd do it. I used to live out on a couple of acres, and I had a dirt bike, so I used to love running around on that. And I used to always get a bit judgy over the kids that were on quads, and I was like, mate, why do you need 4 tires? Come on. So.
Yeah. Well, I was the kid on the other side of that, looking at all the country kids strapping around on their 2-wheeled motorbikes, thinking they were cool, and I was just pedaling my little thing. I couldn't even handle it, and so that's why I choose horse.
Oh.
Well.
Horses bite.
Just don't.
I'm sorry.
That's not. I think you're riding them wrong, Mark. If you could hire someone to help you with the cleaning, cooking, or yard work, which would you choose?
Yard work I don't mind. Cooking I don't mind. I hate cleaning. It just is so boring. What's the point? So, cleaning.
Well, Anita's kind of the same. She says cleaning because she hates cleaning like you. But she's even less inclined to do yard work because she's scared of snakes.
Oh,
and she thinks that one's going to turn up.
No way.
No, they're not. They're not, Anita. No. I think you're a bit paranoid. But I would have to choose yard work just because mowing is the bane of my existence.
Are you joking?
No, I hate it.
Just as long as you got a decent playlist. Nobody wants to mow, but
How loud are your headphones?
Loud.
Yeah, man, you're going deaf or something.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would much rather mow a lawn than clean a bathroom.
All right, I'll clean your bathroom. You mow my lawn.
Done. Every time.
Who would you want to play you in a movie version of yourself?
Do I have options?
I don't think you do. Well, you have options in the fact that all of the celebrities that have ever existed.
Daniel Radcliffe, and it would be so indie. Not that that's a reflection on me, but I just feel like Daniel Radcliffe, the only way to make my life interesting would just be to indie the balls out of it.
I think your life's fairly interesting. I mean, riding dirt bikes, judging the quad bike kids, that's pretty interesting.
That's one thing. That's a line of a prequel. Prologue.
Okay, Anita wants Rebel Wilson. She says that she does have to go brunette, but would be kind of perfect. I don't know about me. I've always wondered which celebrity I look like, and I can never think of one. I do really want to say Benedict Cumberbatch just to annoy you, but I don't think that would be the right choice. And Daniel Radcliffe is too weird. I never would choose him.
Elijah Wood?
Yeah.
Although he's very small, and you are not. He is.
Get out of my way, Elijah Wood.
He is smaller than your regular sized person.
That's why he played a hobbit. It's hard. I would say... the thing is, I think I would choose someone.
Oh, Gerard Butler.
What?
For you.
He
I
looks
know
nothing like me.
that's a very obscure, but that is who I would pick.
Well, thank you for that. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. He'd have to shave, though, because I've never seen you with stubble.
I can't grow stubble, but that's a whole different story. I feel like I would choose someone, and then even though I chose that person, the studio would go with Joseph Gordon-Levitt anyway, who is one of my least favourite actors.
He's also a small person. You're not that small.
Okay.
I feel like I could pick up... No, I'm going to say I feel like I could pick up Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I have put too much thought into that.
I think you did. I would just go with what you said. I think that's fair.
Mm.
If you had a warning label, what would yours say?
Only works in extremes.
I can't top that. Anita, maybe. She said, contains strong language and opinions that might offend. Which sounds kind of perfect to me. Now I need a silence to think of one.
What do you contain? Crude humour. You contain crude humour, sexual references. Would it be weird if I said brief nudity?
Yeah, it would be very weird. I was thinking mine would be more like a scientific one, like don't come in contact with eyes, face, or... Don't let come in contact with eyes, may be flammable if harmed, I don't know.
Prone to explosion?
No, I'd never do that.
That was too serious.
Unstable? No. It's hard. It's a really hard question. I've had a whole day to prep for this and I couldn't think of anything.
Race your game.
Alright, I'll just say, contains crude humour.
That's it.
So that's 5 questions done. She's got 5 more. We'll come back after the rest of the podcast right at the end and we'll say goodbye. See you then.
80s. 90s.
Naughty.
Now.
Tell me where the freak's at.
Greatest hits mixtape. Ran it back.
Need Dan and Mark
On
101 FM. The on-air light is active. Now.
I've been talking to Luke. I don't know if you know Luke. He's my brother.
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
Used to be on this show. We don't talk about him anymore. But we talk about him now because he has this tendency to go through strange phases of his life where he thinks he is improving himself by doing pointless things.
Okay.
For example, about 6 months ago, he read some article online that apparently told him that if you don't wash your hair for a month, it sorts itself out.
And he's very proud about this. He came into the studio and he was very forward about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't shy about it or anything.
No.
He admitted it. And yeah, of course, as you can probably guess, it didn't work out great, and he's washing his hair again now, thankfully, for the rest of the world. But his new one, his latest one, also, I don't understand why he's doing it. Now, firstly, before I say this, if you are a real vegetarian out there, I respect you and props to you. But Luke is not a real vegetarian, and he thinks he's going to be. So he told me he was going to be vegetarian, and then he said, well, I'm going to keep eating fish. So he's a pescatarian for a start.
Yep.
And I didn't think he'd last a week, so I made a bet that he wouldn't last a month for $50. And of course, he had to sneak his own cheats into this, and he's put on 3 days where he's allowed to have 3 meals. But if he has a meal, he loses $5 off his winnings, and
Yep.
I earn $5. And my favourite part of this story is I asked Paige, his girlfriend, what she thought of this, and she sent me this long text. It was probably half of the text. So we're talking about life issues here, and this is the most important part of the text. She goes, bloody hell, him and his crazy hippie phases. I'm not washing my hair. I'm not eating meat no longer. And then she said, I told him if he stays a vegetarian, we'd probably break up. And I need a man who can eat KFC, lasagna, and steak with me. I'm on her side. And
I need a man that can eat KFC.
Exactly, I do too. So how about you, Mark? Have you gone through some strange phases?
Yeah, in grade 10, we all decided we'd dye our hair really wacky colours. Like one guy went blue, and I thought, oh, we're conservative, and I went from blonde to brown, and I stayed like that for the better part of 2.5 years. But it wasn't like brown. This was just me getting the $12 packet, so it'd be like pitch black, or it'd be like red.
Yeah, you're saying this to me like it's stupid. I'm still in that phase. I still dye my hair.
Well, for Halloween, I tried to go bleach blonde. I left the rubbish in my hair for 45 minutes. Nothing happened. And so I had to change my Halloween costume because the guy was blonde. So I go to Halloween and everyone's like, oh, that failed, didn't it? And I'm like, yeah. And now, just as the week goes on, I'm getting progressively lighter. So,
yeah, it's very noticeable.
Yeah, I'm getting that around. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I don't know.
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
Good news, everyone!
So this week, like I said before, is about animals again. And orcas or killer whales, whatever you want to call them, have kind of been a contentious issue for SeaWorld for quite a while.
Contentious.
Contentious. That's right?
Right.
Don't make this a contentious issue.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. Anyway, they've been, people don't like how they're being treated by SeaWorld. And I think it's kind of true. But good news this week is that California SeaWorld has actually saying they're going to end their killer whale shows next year.
Thank God. Because I know that sometimes a documentary comes out, there's a bit of scandal and it goes away. But this, I remember the Gold Coast SeaWorld, which has nothing to do with the Californian SeaWorld, put out a press release saying we're nothing to do with them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they definitely needed to do that because the one that, I don't know which one you're talking about, but the one that really had an impact on them was called Blackfish.
Yes.
And they actually lost 17% of their attendance because of that documentary.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and fair enough. And they're saying that they're going to try and reboot it and open up in 2017 as more of a conservational message.
Well, that's what our SeaWorld does. I mean, what's his name? Ross?
The killer whale.
No, it's not the killer whale. The guy that runs SeaWorld who always has just the right amount of beard fluff and he's always out saving people. You know the guy. Trevor Long.
Okay, yes.
Don't agree with me
I don't know. Who knows the name of the guy that runs SeaWorld?
No, you always see him on the news and he's always saving something.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
Good news, everyone!
My one's about puppies. It just excites me. I'm such a dog person. I'm looking at a photo of a dog in a Superman costume on a treadmill, and it's adorable. That's the picture they've used on this website. The University of Sydney has set up a blood bank, I guess you'd call it, where you can bring in your dog and donate blood the same way as we both have.
Yeah, this is sounding like it's going to a good place.
Yeah, and it goes when they're in emergency and when they just the same as our blood. When you rush to hospital and you need some extra blood, they do that, but it's for dogs.
Yeah, so
I know, it's really cool.
It sounds like a great idea. I'm just trying to imagine how they would do that because dogs don't even like going to the vets, let alone donating blood.
I don't know, but they seem to have made it work. There's one in Melbourne. There's now one in Sydney. It's crazy. They've done 2 full blood transfusions, so
wow.
2 dogs wouldn't be alive. I'm sure more than 2, but 2 have had full transfusions because of this. I don't know. I just think what a top initiative.
Good news, everyone!
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark.
Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar? Or would you rather be a mule?
So this week, I have got a serious one at the end. So prepare yourself for that. First one, though. Would you rather be an assassin that hates their job but gets paid very well, or an assassin that loves their job but gets paid next to nothing?
I would be oblivious and I would be happy.
I think that's what I would choose as well. But 63% of people went with the money.
Greedy.
Yeah. Would you rather be an actor that only plays creeps or a TV host that only hosts reality shows? What's the difference, I say?
No,
What do you say?
because let's say Mark Hamill did an episode of Criminal Minds, blew everybody's socks off. Really nice guy. So I'd
Yeah.
rather be that.
Yeah, I agree with you because his character in The Flash is a creep as well, isn't he?
Yeah. He's coming back at Christmas. I'm so excited. Nerd News in 15.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. 49% of people say that though, and the other 51% say reality host. Would you rather have jelly thrown in your face at any random moment every day,
Probably not.
or eat a raw eyeball once a month? They're both jelly. What's your favourite jelly?
Jelly.
So you choose that one?
Yep. And then I'd construct an elaborate shield.
An elaborate shield. I like that idea. I just opened my mouth. 89%, don't take that out of context. 89% of people chose the jelly though. Overall winner. One of the biggest winners ever. Would you rather be the most hated superhero in the world?
No.
Or-
Superman.
The most hated?
Yeah. Reckon if you did a poll online right now between Superman and Howard the Duck would win.
Oh, that's a big call.
Okay, Man of Steel versus Howard the Duck then.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, it's as if superheroes are real.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you rather be the most hated superhero in the world or the most loved villain in the world?
Most loved villain. The Joker has way more fun than Superman.
But in his world, no one loves the Joker.
Yeah, but he has more fun.
Okay, well, I
Oh
take your
no,
point.
I am ethical.
I love that you think of that now. You know, I do like people.
That is an afterthought. I don't know.
Well, anyway, 80% of people chose the most loved villain, so they're on your
Yeah,
side.
well, that's a knee-jerk reaction then.
I'd choose the other one, though. Finally, would you rather know the exact time you will die or how you will die?
Probably the time.
You answered this so easy. Every other person I've asked this really thought about it.
Oh, well, I'm on air. I've got a time limit. I got things to do and songs to play. But, yeah, you know, that way I could plan accordingly, throw a great party, and not worry about ladders if it's plain.
What if it said tomorrow?
Throw a great party.
Okay.
I mean, I'd never have to worry about car repayments.
Yeah, I suppose. That's a good point. But I think I'd go with the other one. Although there's no right answer, as there is with any of these questions. But this one is actually not mine. It's one of the most asked ones, and it's on the main page and 50-50 split.
Oh, it's like they planned it.
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
101 FM National News, sponsored by Step Into Training Services, Logan Central.
Nerd News this week, Toy Story 4. Now, I know what you're thinking. Toy Story... Well, no, you actually think the third one's overrated, don't you?
Yeah, but it has to do with the ending, so we don't want to discuss spoilers.
No, we don't. So, they're doing Toy Story 4, but it's not like a direct sequel to Toy Story 3. So, it's not an ensemble. It's like... They're calling it a rom-com between Woody and Bo Peep. But Bo Peep wasn't in the third one. But the original voice actress is back, and Tim Allen's back, and Tom Hanks is back. And it looks different. It looks like not a spin-off because it's still the same characters, but do you understand what they're trying to get across?
It sounds like a prequel. Because is Buzz in it?
Yeah, Buzz is in it.
Because didn't Woody and Bo Peep, weren't they together? They were getting together in the first one.
Yeah.
So,
But they were on again, off again.
I suppose.
So I suppose they would just off again.
I think it's a good idea not to do a sequel, but if it was me, I would just bring in not new characters, but bump up some of the other characters and let them have their own story.
Yeah, well, they introduced a couple in 3. They've been continually getting the band back together. They did a couple of Halloween specials, a Christmas special.
Yeah, well, I don't know if say I'm excited, but I have hope for it because I know Rashida Jones is one of the writers.
Yeah, who is that?
She's Quincy Jones' daughter, and she's Anne from Parks and Rec. She's been in a lot of movies. She's pretty much any comedy movie you've seen, she's the straight girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, spoilers here, but not really spoilers. And I was saying this to you because I think it's worth mentioning, but I don't think it's like a massive spoiler. That's enough padding.
Is it Star Wars?
It's Star Wars.
Yeah,
also.
that's important
Yep,
as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So Star Wars Episode 7 comes out in like a month which is so exciting. And Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, will be in it, but she is not princess anymore.
Ah. How?
Well, she's still a princess, but it's not how she is recognised.
Ah, that sounds cool. I like, from what I've seen from the trailer, it seems like they're making the Force mystical again. That people have forgotten about it.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to theorise over it. I just want to watch it and enjoy it.
Well, I'm just saying that sort of ties in well with this thing where she's not the princess anymore.
Yeah, she's a general, they're calling her.
Oh.
Snowpiercer, I never saw it. I always intended to. I actually invited a bunch of the basketball guys over one night, and we were all going to watch Snowpiercer, but then the DVD didn't work, and it was terrible. And we played cards and still had a good night. But long story short, I haven't seen Snowpiercer.
Well, long story short for me, I've never even heard of it.
Oh, okay. Chris Evans is on a train. Tilda Swinton, he was wearing some amazing prosthetics. It had a lot of Oscar buzz about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Chris Evans on a train, Captain America.
Yeah.
Watch the trailer.
All right.
Anyway, a lot of people loved it. They've been talking about a sequel. Didn't happen. They're going to make a TV show out of it because it's like a dystopian future. I don't know. It's like, I try and imagine the Hunger Games on TV, but not the Hunger Games.
Yeah, see, that sounds like a good idea, but they've been doing this a lot lately, turning all of these movies into TV shows. It's like they're running out of... I don't want to say that because I don't think that's true. They're just going to the wrong people.
Yes, and it's like they're only banking on sure things. But if you keep banking on Terminator Genesis, can we bring that up?
Yeah.
Spectre broke a world record this week. Not for box office, not for anything like that. Although maybe, I don't know. But they got entered into the Guinness World Records for biggest explosion in a film ever.
It feels like Guinness... Well, I can never say the name right.
No.
Guinness Book of World Records just wanted to get Spectre in there for something. So they picked up on the tiniest thing.
Well, they pump out a new edition every year. They're like, gotta make it relevant.
Yeah, well, I think Spectre would have done a lot better if it came out next year because Skyfall made over $1 billion. This one has to go up against Star Wars, so it doesn't really have much of a chance.
Well, I haven't seen it yet. I think it came out yesterday, but I'll be watching the whole time for the explosion.
Yeah.
There'll be a little one at the start, and you'll be thinking, was that it?
I'll expecting to be blinded from it or something.
No, I don't know. Still on that Spectre vibe, the guy who wrote the script is kind of rewriting Alien Paradise Lost, which is filming on the Gold Coast.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, that's just a quick little tidbit. And then finally, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who are doing the Lego Batman movie. They did the Lego movie, 21 Jump Street, Clayton Richards and Meatballs. These guys, everything. They've just pitched a pilot for an original property called Son of Zorn, and it's going to Fox. So they've just bought the pilot for that.
Is it a comedy, drama? Do we know?
It kind of looks like He-Man.
Oh. Comedy sound... Oh, if it's a funny He-Man, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think they should sway away from comedy. They're pretty good at it.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark. Who wants to play a questionnaire?
Dan, what did you pick?
I have never, and now don't get angry at me, but I've never seen The Breakfast Club before until, Monday or Tuesday this week?
Oh, really?
And it's one of those, it's one of those films that people always tell you to watch and you think it's not going to be as good as you say.
Is that the one with the boombox at the end?
No.
No?
It's the one jump in the air, freeze frame.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it did live up to expectations. I really would recommend it.
Okay.
So I kind of dug it and really got into it.
You dug it?
Yeah, I dug it. I'm talking 80s, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. That was my 80s. Hip. It's hip to be square. John Hughes contributed a lot to this film, didn't he?
He directed it and wrote it.
Yeah. What exactly did he do? Did he A, write, direct, produce, and cameo? Did he B, direct, produce, and cameo? Did he C, write, direct, and cameo? Or did he D, catered and play bass for the soundtrack?
I wish he did that. I don't remember his cameo. I would have thought that was the one I was going to rule out, and it was going to be produced, direct, write, edit.
Edit wasn't an option.
Well,
just throw that out at you.
I'm going to say, was this one of the options? Produce, direct, write, cameo.
Yes, he did everything. That's a bit bad.
Oh, it has to
Turn that right down. No, that was too much.
I didn't enjoy that. But yeah, he wrote it, he directed it, he produced it, and he did a little cameo in it.
So do you know who he cameoed as?
No, not off the top of my head.
Must be one of the parents.
I'll Google it. Yeah, probably one of the parents. Who knows?
There's not many people in that movie. There's
No.
a janitor, a teacher, and the kids, and that's it.
Yeah. The big five of the film are the criminal, the athlete, the princess, the brain, and the basket case, including Emilio Estevez. How many of the cast have illiterate names? Now, you said there's only 8 people in the movie, right?
Yeah.
So illiterate names is in EE, Emilio Estevez, right? 1, 2, 3, or his last name is Estevez. He looks so much like Charlie Sheen.
He is Charlie Sheen's brother, but you knew that. That was the joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is such an off topic. Well, not off topic, but such an out of the corner question. I was not.
How do you not know
this.
the cast?
Because they
It's a
haven't
cast
done anything
question.
since.
Oh.
No, that's true actually. I mean, the ones I can remember don't have.
You've got a follow-up
alliteration.
question on that later.
Oh, really?
1,
Alright.
2, 3.
2.
2? No.
Was it 3?
It was 1.
Oh, really?
It was only Emilio Estevez.
You sneaky little.
Yeah. So yeah, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, and Ali Sheedy. They are what is considered the Brat Pack, which also includes Robert Downey Jr., Rob Lowe, who is in everything, and Demi Moore. Only one movie uses more Brat Pack members than The Breakfast Club. Is it A, 16 Candles, B, St. Elmo's Fire, C, Pretty in Pink, or D, Terminator Genesis?
Imagine if it was just a scene of them just all getting mown down by the Terminator. No, they'd probably Terminator Genesis. They probably killed the Terminator.
It wasn't hard.
No.
That movie was awful.
I don't think it's 16 Candles because I think only 2 of them were in that. St. Elmo's Fire sounds like there was a lot of people in it, so I'm going to say that one.
Good guess. Just kind of let the CSI roll out. So St. Elmo's Fire had all of them, so about 10 of them, except for Anthony Michael Hall and Molly Ringwald. Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles only had 2 each.
Oh, wow.
Despite its status as a cult classic, The Breakfast Club did not win the first weekend of the box office. Which of these Eddie Murphy movies beat it?
Such a Eddie Murphy. He must have been. This must be
Eddie who?
Murphy? I said Murphy, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
That's his cow. That's his pet cow he keeps out the back.
Absolutely. Was it A, The Nutty Professor, B, Beverly Hills
Nutty
Cop?
Professor. That's got to be your joke
Flashback.
answer.
C, Vishnu from Mulan, which is a real Eddie Murphy role. Or D, Terminator Genesis. Wait, Eddie Murphy wasn't in that. Norbert?
I thought you were going to say ones that came out at the same time.
They did.
Oh, they did?
They're all 3, 1, 2, 3 years.
I have no clue then. Whatever C was.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not sure at all about it. That's it.
No, that was not right. It was Beverly Hills Cop.
Why didn't I pay attention to that? I knew that one.
I gave you your option. And then very quickly, which Billy was supposed to sing the classic soundtrack, Don't You Forget About Me, but ultimately rejecting it, allowing for Simple Minds to take the throne? Was it Billy Joel, Billy Idol, Billy Crystal, or Billy Connolly?
Billy Connolly. Billy Joel, I think it's to suit the audience. I think Billy Idol is the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah. I will be back to play, where did I pick? Wil Anderson.
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM. Who wants to play a questionnaire?
So you chose Wil Anderson this week. You've got 3 to beat. I was just talking to you about this topic just before, and I asked you, because one of my questions has to do with Twitter. I asked you, did you do any research? Do you follow him on Twitter?
Not at all. No, never.
So what you just did then was have a look at his Twitter account.
Yeah, you give me a hint, I'm going to take it.
Well, let's go. Number 1. Which high school did Wil Anderson attend? Is it A, Wodonga High? Is it B, Morwell Secondary College? Is it C, Gippsland's Grammar School? Or is it D, Clown School?
Gippslands.
Lock it in?
Yep.
How did you know that?
Solid guess. He seems like a Gippslandian.
Well, they were all around the same area except for Wodonga because, no offence, Wodonga, I just think your name sounds funny. Number 2, Mr. Anderson is Batty for Batty. Which Batman movie has he often touted as his favourite movie ever? Is it A, Batman, the 1989 version?
Swear to God, if she says The Dark Knight Rises, I will not be impressed.
Is it B, The Dark Knight? Is it C, The Dark Knight Rises? Or is it D, Batnips the movie?
You said the original Tim Burton one as A, didn't you?
Yes. Are you going to choose that?
He was a child then, but he's an adult now, so they both work.
He's a comedian, Mark. He's never going to be an adult his whole life.
Oh, yeah, but, like, imagine seeing the Tim Burton one when you're 12 years old. It would have blown your mind. I'm going to say, counter to everything I said, The Dark Knight.
Just The Dark Knight?
Just The Dark Knight. Ooh. No, he's a Dark Knight Rises fan, isn't he?
Yeah, he loves it.
Those kind of people, they're separate to society.
No.
And yeah, you're one of them.
Yeah, I'm right up there with Wil Anderson. If you're listening, Wil Anderson, I think you have a great choice in movies.
Yeah, you would say that. But if you think that a Bane is a better Joker, is a better villain than Joker.
Didn't say that.
Well,
Number 3. We need to move on. Number 3. Adam Wilsey is also a huge AFL fan. So much so that he is
call him Adam Wilsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's always confused with Adam Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's such a huge AFL fan that he is a club ambassador for which team? Is it A, the Western Bulldogs, B, the Essendon Bombers, C, the North Melbourne Kangaroos, or D, with only one premiership in their 90-year history with the AFL, no joke answer I come up with could be funnier than the truth. So if you know AFL, you got this one in the bag, Mark.
I do not. North Melbourne doesn't sound like a real thing.
They are. These are all real.
I believe you. I had Freo in my head. Don't know why. Let's say B.
B, Essendon Bombers?
Yep.
Lock it in?
Yep.
No, Bulldogs. They're notoriously the worst team in the AFL.
Oh.
But he loves them. And his whole life, they've never even been in the finale.
Oh my God. Why?
It's a whole big thing. I don't know.
Sports.
Number 4, Big Willie A is somewhat of a podcast floozy, hosting Fofop, Willosophy and Tofop. Which home and away star is his co-host on Tofop? Is it A, Johnny Ruffo, B, Charlie Clausen, C, Kyle Pryor, or D, Stone the Bloody Crows? It's only Flamin' Galah. Alf Stewart.
Ray Meager.
No, Alf Stewart. He doesn't have a real name, Mark.
I love his Snickers ad. It was Charlie.
Lock it in?
Yeah, you read an article about it.
Oh, that's nice to know that you pay attention.
Yeah, I follow your work.
Number 5, if you get this, tiebreaker.
Whoa.
Which of these is the true description on Peel Randyson's Twitter? Is it A? Now, you did look at this.
I am confident about this.
Is it A, jokes and plugs for things that I do? I try to do more jokes and plugs. It doesn't always work out.
That sounds very... I feel like that's it.
Well, there's no real joke answer here because they're all kind of jokes. Is it B, amateur comedian, professional stand-up?
No.
Like you don't have enough BS in your life? Like this page if you don't have enough BS in your life?
You don't like on Twitter, Dan. Rookie error.
Well, you'll learn from this after.
Logic.
Is it C, Fire at Will is the new show, Tofop and Willosophy are the podcast, Willuminati is the DVD, and Gruen is the TV show? What? Did you think this was going to be funny? Or is it D, I'm the one with 2 legs? Now, you obviously know this one.
That's very cool. That was A, but I'd like to think the other ones were from his website or so what.
The only one that was real? Do you want to play your sound effects?
I really do.
Yep.
Yeah, great sound effect.
The one that is real is the one you criticised. So that's from the Tofop podcast.
Yeah.
Like this page if you don't have enough BS in your life.
No,
So,
I feel like your ones were better. I like the 2 legs one.
I think he's kind of over the fact people always confuse him with Adam Hills, though.
Well, yeah, especially now they're getting on.
Yeah. Were they? They've always been getting on, haven't they?
No, I mean old.
Oh, okay. That's a very different thing.
I feel like Will would be at least 40 and...
42, I think.
Yeah, Adam would be near 50.
Oh,
I don't know.
He's not in Australia at the moment, so you didn't hear that.
Let's leave that one open-ended, so when we come back with tiebreaker question, we'll know. You know. Here we go again. Here it goes again. Okay, go. 101 FM. Very quickly wrapping up trivia, Dan. The tiebreaker question.
what is the difference between Wil Anderson's age and the age of the Breakfast Club? What do you submit? Now, off air, because we don't have an adjudicator, we both wrote it on pieces of paper. We didn't internet. We're our own judges, right? What did you pick?
I was thinking in my head 12 because I was thinking, I know he's 42. My guess is 85, but then just for some reason I ratcheted it up to 15.
Well, I knew for a fact it was 85, and then you luckily told me it was 42. I would never have gotten that. Thanks for the help, and yeah, I won that.
Yeah, so you've got another point.
Thank you.
Do you want to know the overall tally?
Do I?
You have got 3.
Yeah.
Nita's got 4, and I've also got 4.
Oh well, it's about due for me to win one. Really?
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark.
All the entertainment news from Hollywood to home, it's got.
You can't win them all. All right, so good news, bad news. Going to start with the bad news so we can end on a high. Bad news. Gwen Stefani and her husband Gavin have broken up.
It's always bad news when someone splits up. Is there a reason?
Yes, he had an affair for 3 years with their nanny, and she discovered it by picking up the family iPad, and the iCloud had synced all the devices as it does. My mum and I shared text for 2 months. It wasn't awesome. We had to remedy that. This guy clearly had the same problem. I didn't do anything bad. He slept with his nanny.
You weren't cheating on your mum with another mum behind the scenes?
No. I only have the one.
Okay, that's all right. That's fair. That's good, Mark. You're a good son. You're her only son. Don't do that.
I'm just cruising right past this.
So synced up with the devices.
Yes, and an alert came up and it said basically meet up with the nanny and she's. But yes, I know what you're going to say. She has now written an album about it, and she's got this great. She said she's only had 2 major relationships in her life. The first one brought like the best breakup song ever, "Don't Speak."
Yeah,
and then this one is called "Used to Love You." So that's going to come out in the next few weeks and probably make her a lot of money and probably not make up for that, but, you can't win them all.
You did say that you knew what I was going to say, but what I was actually going to say was, why would you have a reminder on your iPad to have an affair? It sounds like he wanted to be caught.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He's just an idiot all around, isn't he?
Yeah, stuff that guy. Better news?
Yeah, I'm happy for it now.
Ellen marked 2,000 episodes today.
Wow. How long has she been going then? 10 years?
12?
12 years.
Yeah, it's over that.
It doesn't seem that long, does it?
No, it doesn't. Because obviously in 1997 she got famously fired for coming out, which is just insane.
Yeah, that's stupid. Does this link into Nerd News? Is there a Nerd News story to do with Ellen?
No. What are you
did you see the Finding Dory trailer?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did. I hadn't had it in Nerd News, but yes, it came out and it looked pretty good.
Well, I think everyone, if you've been on YouTube, you've seen it because it's most popular YouTube video at the moment.
Yeah. So for her 2000, Jennifer Aniston planned the whole thing. They're bestie buds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So every guest was a surprise. Justin Timberlake performed some songs.
Oh, that's nice.
And then she asked Bieber about his trip to Bora Bora and the salacious photo that came from that, which just would have been funny.
Yeah, sounds funny.
And then this will just, oh my God, this made me go, like out loud. The president of Time Warner came out, who runs the show and the network, but like this is a top ranking guy, CEO of $1 billion corporation, and he came out and he said that her stage will be forever known as the Ellen stage.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So who was the very first late night host? Johnny Carson or someone like that?
Sounds
I feel like
right.
That's right. Yeah. And they're always talking about the Johnny Carson stage. Well, it'll always be known as the Ellen stage.
She deserves it.
Yeah.
2000 is crazy.
Yeah. 12 seasons of quality midday programming.
Yeah, and dancing.
Yeah.
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
Things.
We'd got that caller before.
Yes.
And he gave it another name that I actually quite enjoyed. It was, what did I internet this week?
What did you internet this week?
Well, I interneted a few things. Actually, I
Which is
interviewed
pretty
5
close
things.
because we used to call it 5 things Dan learned from the internet this week, which is really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1, the job listing has this log... Sorry. Number 1,
Nope.
this job listing...
Don't know why he likes this segment.
This job listing has really got my mind in a tangle. See, that was on purpose. So this is the news story that there's this supermarket chain in the UK called Tesco. It's kind of like their Woolworths.
Okay.
And they put out a job listing this week for someone to be the Christmas lights untangler.
No.
I know, right? No one wants to
terrible.
do that.
No.
Apparently, there is enough for a full-time job, so you'll be doing it all day. And you're supposed to be able to be happy and in an upbeat mood when you're doing this all day. You have to be able to untangle one set of lights in 3 minutes.
Although, I do that with my headphones. Like, you don't even look at them, and you can just kind of... But that's like a 1-minute job. I could not do that for 8 hours a day for 5 days a week.
Yeah, and
During
also...
Christmas, too, people are so stressed out. They're like, untangle my lights.
Yeah, exactly. And also, how are people getting all these lights tangled up in the shops? I mean, I understand, 5 a day, but not enough for a full-time job.
No. Don't undo the packaging. Just a solid tip for your Christmas shopping. Don't.
Number 2, someone forgot to make a manual for life. So I teased this a bit earlier. I wanted to talk about not life hacks, but things that everyone has seemed to be able to be doing the wrong way their whole life.
Okay.
So these are the ways you're supposed to do these things. For example, a banana, do you peel it from the stem part or the bottom part with a little bit of black on the end?
No, the stem always.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Always. No.
No.
It's like bendy and designed for it.
No, it's not designed for it because
It is because it's commonly accepted around the world.
Maybe the Western world, not all of the world. And also, humans do that. Monkeys, chimpanzees, they are the real geniuses. Well, not geniuses, but they're the professional banana eaters.
I would say that, yes.
And they peel them the other way around because it's easier. You can split it and pull it and it comes out easier. And as well, you don't squash it because when you're holding onto the stem part, you put a bit too much force on the other part of the banana. All right, you don't seem to believe me on that one. Let me see if I can find another one you agree on. Not many people drink out of cans with straws, but if you do, there is a reason there's that hole on the ring pull on the top.
Yes.
Turn it around, put your straw in there,
Yes.
and it holds it in place.
I like that. That's the smart idea that I've never used ever.
Exactly, and the same as this one. Have you ever noticed that Tic Tac lids have a little hole underneath
Yes.
on the bottom? That's so you can get one Tic Tac out at a time.
Again, silly. Who wants one Tic Tac?
I don't know.
You
but
know,
sometimes you can never get them out and you need to shake it around and just rip the whole lid off and get
been
angry.
there. Yeah.
But if you can get it to sit on that.
Yeah, but you take like 2 or 3 Tic Tacs at a time and... I do.
Well, you can't argue with this one because I feel like you've had no experience.
I'm
No,
sorry.
this
I'm
next
just
one.
argumentative tonight.
It's all right. I don't think you've had any experience with this next one. Bobby pins, when you put them in your hair, you're supposed to have them with the wavy side down.
I didn't even know they had a wavy side. So
Have you never seen a bobby pin, Mark? Who are you?
why would I need to?
Bobby pins are just on the ground, just everywhere.
Someone running around with a magnet, collecting them, selling them for a profit. I don't know. Someone should get on that.
We've also got bottlenecks. That's where you hold them. You don't hold them on the bottle because there's less surface area and your body heat doesn't warm up the drink as fast. All right.
Yeah, but I don't know. That you could slip.
All right, you do. I'm not telling you to change your life for me, Mark.
Well, good, because that won't work.
You're definitely not going to agree with this next one either. Earphones are supposed to be wrapped around your ears. All right, we'll just move on. Poppers have those triangular flaps that you
Yes.
normally lift up when you're restless and you finish your drink.
Yes.
They're handles.
That's me all over. They are not handles.
Yes, they are handles.
My thumb could not fit on one.
No, they're mainly for kids, but they are handles.
Wow.
The hole in the middle of the handle of the saucepan isn't just to hang them up. It's to put your wooden spoon when you're waiting for it to cool down.
That one sounds more plausible than the others, but again, like, I don't know. It should... No.
Chinese takeaway containers are made to fold out as a plate.
Oh, the back recesses of my memory say that's true. Yes.
And finally, Toblerone. You're not supposed to pull it all off at once. You're supposed to break the top part. So what you do to snap off Toblerone pieces.
Yeah.
So you normally pull them off all at once and it hurts your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you push on the very tip of the Toblerone piece where it becomes a triangle,
Yep.
you can break it off really easily. Don't just pull with your hand, just push on that part.
Oh, wow. Well, I like solid finish,
All right.
basically. Yeah, good. All right, we'll be back with 5 Things, Part 2, just after this. Biggest hits and greatest memories, 101 FM, Destiny Child, Bills.
At first we started out real cool. So you and me are through.
101 FM, 5 Things, Part 2.
Number 3, a study has found that when sober, rats prefer silence, but on cocaine, they prefer jazz.
Whoa.
No judgment, just it's a fact.
I was expecting, drunk, and then it was cocaine, and it was... I don't know, who gave these rats cocaine? I don't know where to get it.
I swear sometimes scientists just do what the hell they want.
Oh, my God.
Someone gives them way too much money. Anyway, number 4, using old technology is outdated to the max.
But it's like they're in a lab coat and they go down a dark alley and it's like, hey, man. And they're like, you don't belong here.
We're on number 4, Mark. Get over it. So this was I actually really enjoyed this story, probably more than anyone should have. But did you know that Sony was still making Betamaxes until yesterday? Or
No way.
I don't know if it was yesterday. So this is what they said. They released a press statement for this. They said Sony will end the shipment of Betamax video cassettes and micro MV cassettes, which I don't even know was a thing, in March 2016. As a result...
So we're giving you 4 months' notice.
Yeah, buy as many as you can. As a result, the recording media of the Betamax format in our company and shipping of the recording medium of the micro MV format will come to an end. I mean, that kind of said nothing, but I just thought this was so funny it deserved a mention.
But it's like The Amazing Spider-Man was not released on Betamax.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not laughing at how old the technology is. No. We're laughing at the technology that lost. No one ever used Betamax after video cassettes came in. VHS was the one that everyone used. This is like Sony coming out and saying, we've stopped making the HD DVD, HD Blu-ray. Yeah, it's just, what? All right, number 5. A more suitable name for the naked mole rat is the balding porcupine guinea pig thing that can dig. Do you know what the naked mole rat is?
Kim Possible.
Yeah, that was my first point of reference as well. But they're actually really fascinating creatures. If you don't know what they are, they look really ugly. Just Google them. Yuck. Make sure you get mole rat after that first word, though, because that could cause problems. And they just look like what they sound like. Naked rats, and they have massive teeth. But they are incredible. They have some interesting facts. For example, so they're neither moles, rats, or naked. They actually have... Mark, what is wrong? This is great stuff. This is 5 things I learned from the internet this week.
All right. What do they do? What is their bit? Do they build dams? What is their distinguishing feature?
No, I'm sitting up. I'm interested in this even if you aren't. You're close to build dams. They actually have hives like ants or bees.
Okay.
And they have colonies and they have a queen.
They have a queen?
Yeah, they have a queen.
So they run like an insect?
Yeah, and it's not like the queen with the bee or the ant where it's born a queen. These queens have to fight their way to the top.
Oh, that's better.
And so once they're the queen, they get all the fun times and all the others just become workers. And like I said before, they're more closely related to porcupines and guinea pigs, not moles or rats. They come from the Horn of Africa, which is a part of Africa which has the countries like Somalia, Ethiopia and Kenya. And they're actually only part of 2 mammal species that are eusocial. So do you know what eusocial means?
No.
Well, it's basically they live in a hierarchy like ants and bees. They actually they can live for up to 30 years and they never age. They never age, which I think is incredible. And they can never get cancer, just like sharks. So scientists are actually researching into them to see why they never get cancer.
So weird.
Oh, they're still weird, but they're incredibly amazing. And their teeth, their 2 front teeth, the incisors, can move independently.
Ew.
Which only makes it weirder. Yeah. But I thought it was really interesting. They're not blind as well. I mean, they can see very slightly, but they live underground for their whole life. I think I need to get off this because Mark is just not enjoying it.
It's just uncomfortable.
All right. Well, that was 5 things I learned from the internet this week, or that was what I did on the internet this week.
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark.
All right, so what we got at the moment, Bieber has been doing very well. His first video, what do you call it, Baby, has got over 1 billion views. And it got me thinking, what has more than 1 billion views on YouTube? The only thing is music videos.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. What about Charlie Bit Me? That's got to have a few, doesn't it?
It would. I wasn't prepared for this, so I don't have Charlie Bit My Fingers.
The most important piece of information we can get out of this is that it doesn't have over 1 billion.
Yeah, well, exactly. So that just knocks it right out of this 1 billion view countdown. Yeah. So number 10, All About That Bass, Meghan Trainor, 1.1.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. Raw, Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. She should have called herself Katy Perry for that song. It would have been better.
She named her tiger something stupid. It escapes me.
Katy Perry.
Probably.
Yes. Yeah.
Number 8, Balando, which is a Spanish song from Enrique Iglesias.
Oh, there's a lot of Spanish language popular people on YouTube, and sometimes they're normally in the top 10 most famous YouTubers as well.
You know Nelly Furtado? Mm. Yeah, well, we had her Promiscuous, Like a Bird, you know, and she's made 3 albums in Spanish. What?
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
Big audience.
The Spaniards must love her. Number 7, Uptown Funk, Mark Ronson, Bruno Mars. Oh, played it for weeks, 16 weeks. So it was in our countdown. See You Again, Fast and Furious. That's the most recent one. 1.14 million. It came out with the new movie, obviously. Yeah. Shake It Off, T-Swift. 4. Dark Horse, which... Yeah, that's 4. Katy Perry featuring Juicy J for those playing at home.
See, that song didn't sell more than Raw. Did it?
No, it didn't. But it's been viewed more.
It does have a very interesting music video.
Yeah, it was really controversial.
Oh, was it? That's probably why then.
Yeah, there was an amulet that had some rude words, and I don't know how they've convinced YouTube to do it, but they've edited it without losing their view count.
Oh, that's cheating.
That's sneaky. Number 3, Baby. It was the first video ever to hit 1 billion views, and it launched Justin Bieber into the stratosphere. If you've ever seen... Now, I didn't look up this information voluntarily. It was just on my TV one day. They actually invented a whole new technique of... So he's got this stage rotating in one direction, and his camera's rotating in another, and then there's this little conveyor belt pushing him to make this visual shot. You wouldn't believe it. It's crazy. Blank Space, Taylor Swift, 1.2 billion.
Yeah. She's got 2 now, hasn't she, in there?
Yeah, Shake It Off and Blank Space.
So she got the most in the whole list?
Yeah, her and Katy Perry both have 2 each. Oh, yeah. But Taylor's rank higher.
Yeah, more.
Yeah. So number 1, what could beat Blank Space?
Oh, I mean, I know. It was obvious from the start. Do you want to guess it?
Yeah, go on.
It's Gangnam Style.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. 2.5 billion.
That really gets me down that many people. I mean, fair enough if you do like it, but I don't understand why.
Oh, it was crazy. I played it once.
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
So the podcast is done. I think that was a fairly solid show, Mark. What about you?
Yeah. I'd call that a valiant effort.
Yeah. We've got 5 more questions to go, so let's go into the 6th one. How many / which languages do you speak? Now, this is just the point where she's showing off, isn't it?
I would imagine so. I compulsorily... Is that right? I feel not confident on that one. Anyway, so not English, but I had to take Chinese once a week for an hour from grade 4 to 8. I didn't do it in 9, I don't think. No. So yeah, I would have had to do it for an hour a week for 3 years, and then right in grade 8 it was 4 hours a week or something. So I know my way around Chinese, not that I had Mandarin, not that I ever wanted to. I understand the logistics behind Pig Latin.
You do? I can never.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me ixnay on the hombre? What does that mean? Ixnay is the one that always confuses me.
Ixnay. So you just get the N, which is nay, and you put the N at the front, so that's nix.
Yeah. So Mark understands
stupid.
Pig Latin.
I do. I do.
Ixnay, but whenever people say it, it always means not this.
Yeah, that's stupid. I like, yeah.
So nay makes sense, but not whatever you said, nixnay or whatever you
Yeah. Okay, I may have to revise it. English. Solid English.
I'm pretty much with you. I kind of did a little bit of German, which, if we say Scheiße, is that counted as a swear word on this thing?
I didn't understand it, so it doesn't count for me.
All right, well then we'll keep that in there.
Yeah.
Just for the German
Yeah.
listeners out there. Was that on purpose?
No.
Well done.
I was just feeling the vibe.
English is Anita's main one. Hungarian and a few random words in Japanese. And Spanish. So we needed to end on her because she was the most impressive.
Oh, dale. I can say dale. I know vague Spanish from Pitbull.
Oh, okay.
Hotel, motel, holiday inn.
I can talk Dalek. I know exterminate means kill.
Exterminate.
What is your favourite flavour / colour of Starburst Chewy Lolly? I feel that her favourite lollies are Starburst Chewy Lollies.
As do I.
Yeah, and I haven't had them in probably, a year?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever bought them out of my own will. Like, if they're at a party, I'll have a munch.
I miss the jelly beans. The jelly beans were great.
Jelly beans are good. Just in general, I'll munch on jelly bean. I'm going to say red, but I don't mind the odd killer python. Or just regular snakes. Red frogs. Can I tell you my red frog story? I think I've told you.
Have you told me on the podcast?
No, I certainly haven't, so it'll be new for everyone else at home. One day, Paul and I, who is my bestie Biffle...
Thanks a lot.
That's okay, man. Raise your game. You might get there one day. We were going to the cinemas and we were walking into Woolworths because who wants to pay cinema prices for red frogs? And I turned around to him to suggest very calmly red frogs. And I have hit him with this bag of lollies with such intensity that it's thrown his glasses off and there's like a sizable dint on his face.
Ooh.
And I think he hasn't let it go for 4 years.
Was it on purpose?
No, of course not. He was just in my bubble. Also, I'm a very clumsy person.
Are you?
I think so.
Well, even I'm learning something about you here. Anita, just so we can get back on topic, apparently she likes the red ones, which are apparently supposed to be cherry, because they're kind of sour and nobody else I know likes them, so they give them to me.
Nobody else she knows likes them.
Except for Mark, because Mark said red as well. I don't know. When I eat these things, I just like to put all the colours in at once.
I didn't want to go any further in my head because I'm like, one of those ones.
If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
I think a tiger, because saying a lion's really presumptuous, but I don't like cats, so maybe like a Labrador. Like those guide dogs, they're heroes. Like a dreg sniffer dog. I don't know.
A dreg sniffer.
Yeah, dreg sniffer.
Well, I suppose if you're sniffing for drugs, you are sniffing the dregs of humanity.
Oh, yeah. Or dreads.
Yeah, a lot of people... No, I don't want to generalise.
No, let's... Not was the rest of that. Let's not.
Well, you say you hate cats. Anita chose a cat. She wants to be a spoilt house cat because she could sleep all day and order my human minions around and not have to be nice unless it suited me.
And that is why I don't own a cat.
I don't understand why anyone wouldn't choose a bird. I just want to be able to fly. So I'd choose an eagle for sure because an eagle is the coolest of the birds.
Yeah.
Although crows, I really like crows because they're really smart. They are massive, massive cowards though. You always see them getting chased around by little tiny sparrows or willy wagtails. But I feel that kind of suits me because I'm a bit of a coward myself.
At least you're not a magpie.
Oh, no.
Bastards.
No way. Have you ever sung in the shower? Apparently. Yes. Why is that a no-brainer for you?
Yes. Hello from the other side.
Thank you for an example. I didn't ask for it, but I'm glad you gave it to me. Anita just says all the time. I have actually never done it.
No way.
No, I don't even like singing. I sing in the car as long as I can't hear myself singing.
God.
Although I think I can do a pretty good Bowie. But that's about it.
Singer, play guitar. How do you not sing in the shower? That's weird. Go home and try it.
Every answer I had then was going to sound rude, so I just couldn't say anything. Final question, can you change a tyre?
Yes.
Yeah, it's easy to just say yes.
Yes,
But
it's a common life skill. You should know. I don't think I've ever actually had to use it in a real life situation, but if I do need to, I can.
I have done it, to be fair, with the help of someone else twice, but I feel like I could do it myself.
Yeah.
Anita, on the other hand, no. That's why I have both RACQ and a husband.
God.
One of them will always do it for me. That's the end of the podcast for another week. We'll be back next week, though, with Anita. Right now, though, we're going to go and help her change a tyre. She needs to learn.
Yeah, it really is basic. Like, I feel like you should know that.
But you don't want to judge people's life choices, though, Mark. Do you?
No, I wouldn't. Although she's been with Adam since she was like 20, so.
Are we allowed to say his name?
I feel like it. I don't feel like he's like Bruce Wayne.
Now people think he is.
Oh, that's so cruel. Because the chances of Adam being on the podcast are next to none. So he's just going to remain this mystical Batman figure. I really like that. I love the idea that all these people are sitting at home just thinking that Anita's married to Batman. Does that make her Catwoman, or does that make her Rachel, or does that make her Nicole Kidman from the Tim Burton movies?
No, it definitely doesn't make Nicole Kidman.
No, she actually would not like that comparison at all.
No. Spoilers, she's not Rachel because Rachel's dead.
Spoilers!
I think everyone knows that, though.
No.
I think Catwoman's a good fit because she wants to be a cat anyway.
Oh my god, it's so full circle. The only thing that would make it better is if we could put in a Lion King reference because she loves Disney, but I think that's pushing it too far. If you want to jump on our social media too, you can do that. Facebook.com/NeatDanMark and NovaStream. Facebook.com/NovaStream.